How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious, and this is WorGuides.
Yo, so 2025, you didn't think seeing us together on the channel happens again, but it does. New year, new us.
Absolutely. Yeah, we actually, shout out to Shadow. Shadow the First, we'll have his link in the description, the top and comment. He pinned us against each other in a trivia competition, and then we told Shadow to leave for an hour, and we had a long phone call before it started. And I think we kind of hashed things out. We don't want to be in a situation where we're butting heads. You know, it's not good for the game, not good for the community. We always, I think, have respected each other's work, so let's do it, right? 2025?
Yeah, like we both do our stuff. If we can help each other out, we help each other out, but there's no reason to try just butt each other, like butt heads or new business or whatever. Like just keep it neutral at minimum.
At minimum. Yeah, we made a whole system behind the scenes, guys, to make sure we always get along. So do not worry. I'm really happy to have you here, honestly. You know, I've respected your content and certainly your gameplay forever. So you're the right person to have on this collab people are about to watch, I think. You ready?
Absolutely hit me with the 3 questions I have no idea of. So keep in mind, I haven't heard these before.
He hasn't. Yeah, so basically, new year, new us, new WorGuides, new Fastidious, turning over a new leaf. We also need the game to turn over a new leaf, I think, especially for people who have been playing for a while. I mean, I guess this is just a question, and I'm going to pitch you 3 things that I think would improve the late and end game and kind of just the life cycle and what we get to do day to day deeper in Launch of Realms. But the first question is, are you satisfied with the end game as like a very accomplished player? Do you feel like there's enough for you to do, or are you a little, I don't know?
I mean, running 321 every single day while making sure to do my gear dungeons twice per month is very satisfying, completely satisfying.
Well said. Well, I think I've got some. Basically, these all center around one thing. There's not enough stuff for us to keep pushing, and I don't even mean content. So that maybe that's going to surprise some people. But even within content we already have, they need to give us more ways to just have a motivation to aspire to do freaking anything besides the very monotonous idle gaming grind. So the first one I'm going to pitch to you is just going to be more tiered rewards, more milestones, more things to keep going for. So I'm sure you have a similar thing with your friends and your community and people in your guild. If you go to Titanic Ruins, I mean, this is what people are doing. 400K, 400K, 300K. I mean, this goes forever, right? Everyone can get over 300K if you're endgame and dedicated and a baller now. I mean, 100th place is 324,000. And there's no reason to do this. These people just love the game so much that they keep doing this. The best you're ever getting is 120K. So my first pitch, and I want to hear your response, WorGuides, is why not add a 200,000, a 300,000, a 400,000? The rewards can be so minimal. Like if people don't know, from the max chest, you get 15 items. From the second one, the 80K one, you get 14 items. So maybe at 250, you get 16 items. And at 400,000, you get whatever that be, 17 items. I think it's so little, but at least it incentivizes you, even by the smallest amount, to give a crap. I mean, the same thing goes for the Drake. I mean, what's going on here? This is just my guild. Everyone coming up on 100K, and this is with people out trying. If everyone tried in my guild, probably half of the guys could get towards 100K. You know, we got these guys way on top getting 150K, which is triple what we need. So this would be no new content. It could be marginal improvements in rewards. What do you think about that? Wouldn't that be an easy fix?
It would definitely help, though. The problem with this is always like balancing issues, right? Like how much do you want to like dangle this in front of people, and how much do you really want to like provide rewards? Do others then feel like, oh no, I'm not hitting 150K on the guild boss, I'm losing out, right? It feels like maybe just like a new goal where everybody can like, so basically Nightmare 5, for example, would be better than having more rewards on Nightmare 4 in general, but obviously it would help, just not too much.
Yeah, and I don't disagree about that. I'll just make myself a little smaller so people can see that Nightmare 4 is the end. In your interview with the developers, you talked about Nightmare 5, but as we talked about right before this call, when Mawbucket did his start of the year interview last year, I mean, some of that stuff we got in like the fall of 2024. So yeah, if Nightmare 5 comes next month, we're Gucci. But if it comes for the anniversary or Thanksgiving, that could kind of stink. So I'm not saying this is like incredible content, but I think it's so easy. And I hear what you're saying, that someone's like, oh, now I'm not maxing it out, I'm at 50K, but we always need something to push for. And it could be so small. Like, let's say if you get the 100K chest instead of the 50K chest, you get like, it doesn't have to be one more extra drop. Let's say it's a 0.5% increased chance to get a soul stone. You know, it could be that easy. Like, it doesn't have to be that huge. I think that's such an easy, mindless way to keep people engaged.
Yeah, or just maybe make an achievement for it, right?
Yeah.
Like the overachiever achievement. Achieve 3 times the required blood amount for Gate Boss 1.
Yeah, actually, I think you just that's something spicy. In it, there's no way to get in it awakenings. That could be it, right? You get 100k, you get another in it soul stone. You get 150k, you get I mean, it's something, right? And then if or other people that are like, oh, that's too hard. If they really want to use an unpolished on in it, they can. I mean, that's a cool idea. At least something, right? Something to just keep you wanting.
Yeah, I mean they have two choices, right? They either give us more init achievements or they give us tide 2, where we just farm init achievements through another
Yeah.
tide where everybody starts at 0.
Yeah, they just need something that more than just, oh, I need to like upgrade my GVG gear this much this month, because that's kind of what this turns into. So let me throw another one at your way. So people talk a lot about Raid Shadow Legends. That's like a big dominant player in the space. One thing Raid Shadow Legends has is you can speed up your runs. So it's not even new content, but it's like once you max out whatever their thing is, dungeon 20 or dungeon 25, or I don't know what it is now, you can, all right, how can I min max this? And it's like, yeah, you can beat it in 4 minutes, but WorGuides can beat it in 40 seconds. So like you always, first off, there's like the bragging rights, getting faster. And then also, if you're an endgame player, you save resources, you can farm so much faster. And it's just great quality of life. So what I propose, it's not that novel. I'm not the first person to think of it, I'm sure, but you head in to Gear Aid 3, and if you've cleared every visible Gear Aid 3, Gear Aid 2, Gear Aid 1, maybe even Gear Dungeons, whatever you want, once you've cleared every visible enemy, there's a send more enemies button. I know people have said stuff like this before. I think that would be so huge just to get this stuff lightning quick. And maybe you can even spam it, make it impossible for yourself. See how many enemies you can send at you. This doesn't even have to, looks like no one's geared. This doesn't even have to result in, per se, increased rewards, but at least it's just a new goalpost, a new milestone, a new accomplishment to strive towards. And there is some tangible payoff in that it goes faster. So what do you think about the fire more enemies at me faster, next wave button?
I mean, that's basically new content plus a quality of life change in one. Because imagine you have nothing better to do than challenge yourself. How fast can you beat 321? How many waves can you send at your A5 sealers? How many can you take? Can you take the boss? Like maybe 2 bosses, 3 bosses? But yeah, this would definitely help because it would also change the whole dynamic. We all know kind of like the wave timing between Gear Aid 3. And then if you just only slightly change the wave timing, the whole fight is different. That's also the reason why you can't like naturally speed up the fight, because there is these wave timings where you first speed one wave and then it takes like 20 seconds for the next wave to spawn. So it would be new content plus quality of life in one. It would be pretty good.
I think it'd be pretty good. I think it also, we were chatting about this right before we started filming. You were saying like, we're two of the bigger creators. I don't think that's cocky to say. We're two of the bigger creators in Monster of Realms. You're saying maybe it'd be hard for a new creator to come up right now since there's already a lot of creators. If you had something like this and there's the new kid on the block with 200 subs and he finds out how to get his Silas to like instantly kill the first 20 and me and you are stuck at 10, I mean, boom, that's like a new accomplishment. That's a sweaty grind. That could be really fun. So yeah, I think that would be, maybe it would take some coding. We could be patient on it.
That's for sure.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, a bit more of a content change or like an interaction change with the way that the devs would have to employ than the first simple milestone rewards thing. But I think that's something. The next one, I actually think is slightly less coding, and it's my favorite. So I saved the best for last. It's just these three, and then if you got any at the end, you tell me. Let's use the Gear Aids again as an example. Gear Aid 2, easiest Gear Aid to beat. I think if you know the strats, Gear Aid 221, you get it down quick. And these Gear Aids, I just did my study for Gear Aid 3. I don't know if you saw the old drop rates for Gear Aid 1, 2, and 3, stage 21s. It was like 0.6% that any piece of gear that drops would be an ancient. It seems now it's at about 0.8, maybe between 0.8 and 0.9. So that's a market improvement, but it's still low as heck, right? So what if we could give a little extra incentive? Maybe we could slightly boost the ancient drops, and I mean slightly, a fraction of a percentage, but over time it manifests. You could slightly boost the drops, maybe occasionally another ancient shard, ancient fragment of a summoning crystal, maybe an extra master key, maybe a sweet little demon soldier, right? So what do you have to do to get that? You can add debuffs. So this is add debuffs to yourself, or so buffing the enemy or debuffing yourself. This is very common in games like Arknights, other dominant players in the tower defense genre specifically. I also really like this, and I'm thinking you will too, because it's very tower defensey, and I think that's why a lot of people fell in love with this game. You do 221. Let's say you can add up to 5 debuffs. Let's say it's all your guys have minus 15% defense. All you guys have minus 15% attack. All their guys have plus 15% defense. All their guys have plus 15% attack, and all their guys have plus 40% HP. Something like that. Like, this is random off the top of my head, right? Or decrease physical damage taken to all their enemies. Something like that. You can select 1. That bumps your chance to get an ancient 0.05%. You can select 2. Okay, now that also bumps your chance to get fabric double the fabric drops by 0.5%. This, that, and the other. It's like these tiny improvements, and it would make it harder. Effectively, it becomes new content, because what's the real difference? You start with a little less cost in 21 than 20, but what's the difference? The enemies are stronger. They don't have to do anything. We can just throw it on ourselves. We hamstring ourselves, make ourselves worse, or make them stronger. You can add these things, and you so marginally improve your things, but all of a sudden, new content for the content creators, new things to grind for the players, nice little incentives, slightly better drops. I think this is an easy tower defensey fun fix. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Something like I did play Arknights like end game wise for like quite a while. Something that was also very prevalent was reduced cost gain speed. So basically that it doesn't take like 1 second to gain 1 cost, it would take more.
That's a great idea.
And especially with the way Gear Raid 2 works, you would probably have to like rethink the approach. And also it would give new value to like new heroes that might be for example the ones that could beat it if like the cost is like half the speed. So maybe even a Sadie run would become viable again in Gear 8
Totally.
221 rather than the Volker run.
Yeah, it could really. That's the thing. Like these little tweaks, all of a sudden, like if it was, minus 30% cost generation, right? Or maybe if you want to go the other way, maybe everyone gets 50% less rage over time.
The boss instantly attacks in Gear 8 121. He instantly attacks the wall.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it unlocks now Sadie's relevant again, or Gear Raid 1, maybe now you need more debuffing to keep up with it. I think it'd be pretty easy. Just give us a way to, make it harder for ourselves, and give us this. I mean, we're the ultimate sweat lords, but like give us the littlest improvement and we're like, we want to min-max it. We want to max it out, right?
Give us a challenge.
Give us a challenge. And I don't think this is like, oh, they need to rethink a whole new codex boss or create Gear Dungeon 3, which we were talking about earlier too. Yes, that would all be sick. But for now, I think this instantly, it's like, everyone in Immortal Elite that does nothing, for doing the ultimate endgame, all of a sudden they have 4 things to do every day now that they got to focus on, right?
Yeah. And the most fun part would probably then again be like figuring it out for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Leading yourself with like putting on 5 debuffs and then seeing, okay, how long does it take me to actually get there? Or do I actually need to do something to actually get there? Like upgrade a hero, upgrade gear.
It'd be so good for the community.
Yeah.
And not to take it in a total content creator perspective, but I'm a content creator, you're a content creator. I think we're getting along pretty well now, but who doesn't like a little friendly rivalry? Let's say they drop 5 new debuffs. I'm streaming, you're streaming. People are watching both probably. Who's going to figure out how to beat it with all 5 debuffs first, WorGuides or Fastidious? That's great, for everybody. And then little do we know, Dr. D's beats it before us, and boom, right? It just adds so much excitement to like a pretty stale situation we're in right now, I think.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even break the game, right? It wouldn't even break the game.
No, let's say if you got all 5 debuffs, your chance to get an ancient was up 0.5% or 0.3%. It could be 0.06 per thing. I mean, it would over time, an extra 0.5% is, what is that, 10 more ancients over 2,000 runs? Like that's great, but that's not changing anything, or make it 0.2% and it's an extra 1 ancient. I think maybe that's not how that math works. It's extra 2. Nope, sorry. Nice try. Bad at math. Fastidious. Over 2,000 runs, 0.2% would be an extra 4. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
It's more stuff.
More stuff.
We don't know exactly how much. Just a bit more. Just a bit more stuff.
Just give us a little more stuff. Give us a reason to wake up. And yeah, maybe that's a good place to wrap it up. You have any final ideas, final thoughts, or anything you want to add?
There's just so much that could be done. Overall, we're really just looking for more changes. They don't have to be the biggest ones. They don't have to be a completely different piece of content. But just let us have some more fun, right? Let us have some more fun.
And that's what it all comes down to. I mean, yeah, we have both found success in this game, but the reason we were talking about this too on our call, we talked for a long time, people. We were saying like we both wake up most days and play Watcher of Realms besides like eating breaks or the occasional social commitment from morning to night, right? So it's cool to be connecting with you about this stuff again, because there's not many people I think that live and breathe this to the level that we do. And let us know. Maybe we're just so hungry for more stuff, and we're in the things like we're in this specific group that's like, please give us literally anything. But if you agree with these ideas, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, definitely go check out WorGuides. We'll have his link in the description and the top pinned comment.
Make sure you check out Fastidious. I don't know if you heard about him, but check out his channel and make sure to subscribe.
No, I appreciate that. And it's awesome. I mean, we started playing, I think, within 2 weeks of each other. We've been on this journey the whole time together. So it's great to have you back on the channel. Hopefully a couple more times here and there. Maybe some cool, friendly challenges down the road as well.
Challenges?
Never. Oh, challenges. Oh, I did not.
Is there ever something on the horizon? Oh,
there's the little teaser. There you go. You'll have to look out for on WorGuides' channel for that. But maybe we've cooked up something together already. I think most of you guys know this guy, but in case you needed a reintroduction, there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Share with your mother, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.
Share with my mother.
She plays Watcher of Realms. You have to make that.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's plug that. You got to do.
I make it a stream. Honestly, I make it a stream on Monday. Boosting my mother's account from 0 to hero.
There you go. 0 to hero, Mama WorGuides. Check it out on Monday. Bye, guys.
Fastidious.
Awesome, dude.